Welcome back, dear 7th class students. I am Twinkle Soni, and in this video we are going to talk about your lesson number 2 of literature, that is a poetry, that is Winter Song. Now this beautiful poetry is written by Catherine Mansfield, as she loves winter season, as everybody loves winter season. We loves winter season, but in this poetry Catherine is talking about the side effects of the winter season, and she is eagerly waiting for the summer season, and she is worried about the beggars, how they are dealing in the winter season. She is worried about the birds, how they are dealing with the winter season. She is worried about all the people who are staying there. She is worried about the poor people, how they are dealing with the winter season and all the side effects of the winter season. As you know, children, everything which is excessive is bad. Similarly, like little bit winter, little bit coldness is okay, little bit chilliness is okay, but as it increases, it creates problem for the people are not able to survive. If people are not healthy and wealthy, they are having problem as related to the health also, and they are having problem related to their living also. So in this poetry, Catherine is just discussing the problems, and she is worried about all the people, and she is just showing her worries. She has painted all her worries in the form of this poetry. Okay, so let us read the poetry once, and then I'll be explaining you people line by line, stanza by stanza, the actual meaning of this beautiful poetry. So as I have already told you, this beautiful poetry is penned by Catherine Mansfield. Okay, so let me read. Winter Song. Rain and wind, and wind and rain. Will the summer come again? Rain on houses, on the street, wetting all the people's feet, though they ran with might and main. Rain and wind, and wind and rain. Snow and slit, and slit and snow. Will the winter never go? What do beggar children do with no fire to cuddle to? Perhaps with nowhere warm to go, snow and slit and snow, hail and ice and hail, water frozen in the pail. See the robins, brown and red, they are waiting to be fed. Poor dears, battling in the gale, hail and ice and hail. So this was the beautiful poetry which was written by Catherine. Now in this video I'm going to talk about different poetry devices, basically poetic devices which are being used over here, and I'm going to talk about the sorrow and the pain which she is feeling in this poetry. Okay, so let's start. Now children, let us see the first stanza of this poetry. First, rain and wind, wind and rain. So over here she is talking about the rainy season. Okay, the season of rain in which water is falling heavily and everywhere rain is there. And she is asking question, will the summer come again? As I have already told you, she is eagerly waiting for the summer season, because you know very well, in the summer season there is the people can easily survive, they can move here and there, they can have their food. So she is waiting, and she is saying that will the summer season will come again. Now, rains on the houses, on the street, wetting all the people's feet. Now over here children, she is saying that rain is everywhere. Okay, rain is on the houses, rain is on the street, means the water level has increased so much that it has wetted all the people's and the feet, means it has wetted the people's feet, it has come in the houses also, the water has reached in the house, the water is on the street, the water is everywhere. Okay, though they ran with might and mains, rain and wind and wind and rains. Now she is saying though they have run, they have ran with might and mains, means many of them have ran from they many of them have left that place, they have gone to somewhere else with their might and mains. Now over here might and main means with as soon as possible, with their all the main things they can carry, they can take, they have moved out from it. But due to the rain, there are some people are stuck over there, they can't move over there, and they are just helpless. The people are feeling helpless, and Catherine is also feeling helpless because she wants to help them. Okay, so she is again and again saying, again and again asking whether the summer will come or not, and she is just talking about rain and wind, wind and rain. So she is talking about the excessive level of the rain and wind which is creating problem for the people. Okay, and over here one thing you might have noticed children, that the first line and the last line of the stanza, that is poetry structure of the poetry, in which the first line and the last line, these two lines are just repeating. Okay, the middle part of the poetry, the main four lines are telling the actual meaning of the feelings which she feels. Okay, now let us see the next stanza. Okay, snow and slit and slit and snow, will the winter never go? Now, in the previous stanza, she was talking about the season of rain or rainy season, and she was talking about the side effect that rain is everywhere and people are not able to move, and some people have moved but then too they are suffering a lot. The water level has been so high that their feet, in fact, they people the water level is so high that it have reached in their houses. They are not able to survive. Now in this second stanza of this poetry, poetess, she is talking about the season of snow, that is winter season. Okay, snow and slit and snow, will the winter never go? Now she is just asking the question whether the winter will go or not, because she is eagerly waiting for the season of summer. Basically she loves the summer season, summer season is her favorite season. Now over here children, slit means a smooth coating of ice formed on ground. As you know, in the winter season everything is being covered with the snow, everything is being covered with the white bed sheet, that is snow. So she is just talking about the side effects of the winter season, or what is the actual condition, how people are feeling in the winter season. Now let's come to the next line. What do beggar children do with no fire to cuddle to? Now over here she is worried. She is worried about the children of the poor. She is worried and she is thinking that what the children of poor will do, as they will die. Why they will die? Because with no fire to cuddle to means they are not having fire, they are not having fire to cuddle to. Cuddle means to use the warmth, means they can't have fire, they can't use the comfort and the warmth of which is created by burning the woods Okay, they can't burn the woods, they can't move out, they are not having fire, poor children will die. So she is worried about them. Now let us see the next lines. Perhaps with nowhere warm to go. So she is saying that she is asking the question, she is just raising the question, and she is saying that there is in the snow in the winter season everybody is stuck at the place, they can't move out. So she is saying that poor children will die at that place, they are stuck at one place, they can't move out, they can't lighten up the fire, they can't have the warmth of the fire. And perhaps is the, as you can see, it is a short form of perhaps. They can't move anywhere, they can't go for the warmness. Snow and slit and snow, so everything is covered with the snow and the winter is very cold over there. Now children, let us talk about the next next stanza, that is, now in this next stanza, in the previous two stanza, first stanza we have studied or we have talked about the season of rain, second stanza we have talked about the season of winter. Now we are going to talk about the extreme season of the winter and what is happening in the winter season. Okay, hail and eyes sorry hail and ice and ice and hail, water frozen in the pail. Now over here children, there are two new words, hail and pail. Okay, as they are rhyming with each other. Now hail means pieces of ice falling as rain. You know very well, hail means there pieces of ice which is falling from the sky in the season as the rain in the season of winter, as well as in the season of rain or rainy season also sometimes they falls. Water frozen in the pail. Pail over here means bucket. Okay, so the poetess is saying that due to the coldness in the atmosphere, everything is being frozen. In fact, the water is also frozen in the bucket, nobody can move anywhere, water is also frozen and they are just sitting at one place. And she is talking about hail and ice everywhere. There is ice and hail means small pieces of ice falling from the sky. See the robins brown and red, they are waiting to feed. Now to be feed. Now what is happening over here? See the robins. Now robins over here children, she is talking about birds. Okay, robins is the name of a bird who is having brown and red color chest. Okay, so she is talking that birds, little birds, as winter is having side effects on the living things as well as non-living things also, means birds, now living things like people cannot also move from their place. Okay, but similarly with the animals cannot move from their place, they are just sitting over there because as they move out they, and some animals die due to high cold. Okay, high coldness. Now over here they are waiting to feed, means they are not going, birds are just sitting at one place, they are waiting to be feeded, they are waiting for eating their lunch or dinner to fill up their stomach, as due to winter they can't move out and everything is being, as they are moving out everything is being frozen, water is also frozen everywhere, so they can't drink water or they can't feed themselves. Okay, poor dears battling in gale. Now over here children, deer and gale, these are the two words and the meaning of these two words is dears. Now dears over here means the relatives, friends. She is saying that she is talking about the miserable things or the miseries basically means the bad things which is being faced by the animals as well as by the human beings. So now in this line she is talking about the human beings. She is saying that poor dears, poor relatives, poor friends, means she is feeling very sad for them, battling in the gale gale. Now she is saying that they are battling in the gale. Battling gale over here means very strong wind, means they are fighting with the winds as they are moving out. Strong wind is coming there, they can't walk, they can't go, they can't have food. So everybody is basically stuck over there. Okay, and they are just wishing, they are just praying the god so that the summer season can come again so they can move out. Okay, hail and eyes and hail means everywhere is eyes and pieces of eyes. So basically in this line also, in this stanza also, the first line and the last line is same, and the middle line is telling the actual meaning, the actual pain of the poetess, as she is just telling about the things which is being faced by the people and the animals of the hilly region. Now children, let us talk about the rhyming scheme of the poetry. As you know, the rhyming scheme, so the rhyming scheme is basically is so the rhyming scheme is basically the scheme, the plans on which the rhyme or the poem is being written. Okay, or the poetry is being written. Now over here the rhyming scheme is AB AA BB AA BB. Now how to find out children that what is the rhyming scheme? So you need to see the first line and the second line. Okay, so the last word, that is rain and again, the sound of rain and again is same, means it is ending with the sound of n. Okay, so the lines which are ending with the same sound we are going to mark A, and the lines which are ending with the same sound, another same sound, we are going to mark B. For example, rain on the houses on the street, waiting all the people's feet. Now street and feet, both words are rhyming with each other, so we have marked that line as B. So A B. Now let's see the next two lines. Though they run with might and main, rain and wind and rain. Now again over here the sound is being produced of n. Okay, main and rain, so we are going to mark as A. So the rhyming scheme of the poetry is A B B. Okay, now children, let us talk about the poetic device which is used over here. Now poetic device is basically the devices which are used by the poets to make the poetry more interesting for the readers. Okay, so the poetic device which is used over here is repetition. As I have already told you, the first line of the stanza and the last line of the stanza are same in all the three stanzas. Okay, and the certain words keeps on repeating. Okay, like rain and wind and rain, snow and slit and snow, like this. Okay, now let us talk about another poetic device which is used over here is alteration. Now children, alteration means, as you know, consonant, as you are aware about vowels A E I O U, other than that all the alphabets need to be considered as consonants. So the we will search for a line in which there is continuous use of the consonant back to back. Okay, the words is being means, suppose m is being used twice. For example, see, though they run with main and might and main. Okay, so these are the that might and main is the example of alteration, because am is being used twice. Okay, now let us come to a conclusion, children. So basically the poet is basically trying to emphasize that it is too much of winter now, it is the time for summer. So basically, as I have already told you, children, she is eagerly waiting for the summer season because of the pain the people are facing. She is not able to see, and she is talking about the pain with season of everything. Now, and children, we have seen the rhyming scheme or the pattern also, that is AB. And I have already told you about alteration and repetition, that is the poetic device which is used by the poet to make the poetry more interesting. So use of the same letters or the sound at the beginning of the words that are closing together is known as alteration. Repetition, to repeat us the same word or phrase to make our idea more clearly and more memorable. So I hope the explanation is useful to you. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.